What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. We're going to be doing a Subietay Q&A. I went on Instagram and my Discord and told you guys to ask me just about anything. So we wrote down all those questions and I'm going to be answering them today. What inspired you to become a streamer and best memories with streaming? I played the video games anyway. I had been playing video games since I was little. I remember playing on a Dreamcast when I was 5 years old. I didn't know Twitch was a thing. I didn't know people would watch me play video games. And someone brought it to my attention that I could actually play video games for people to watch and that I play them anyway. And who knows what could happen. So that very next day, I actually went to Best Buy and got an Xbox One. And then I searched all over town at different GameStops when GameStop was a thing. And I looked for the Kinect camera. It was the only one that would actually work with my Xbox, and I started going live and I played Fortnite 5 years ago. I'd say my best memories, I would say like big raids from people that I look up to, getting raided by Farting Glitter. That was pretty amazing. Getting gifted, subs and tipped from TSM was really cool. So thank you for recognizing me. And that was amazing. And then I would probably say getting partnered. I remember getting partnered. All these Twitch employees were coming to my stream and it just warmed my heart. So they made like a little poem. She plays GTA and she got partnered today and they spammed it. It was really cute. Are you planning on collaborating with any big creators? Planning, yes, but I'm not going to tell you who. Who is your dream collab? I really want to play with Tina. I love Farting Glitter. I really look up to her. So I say as an individual, I really want to play with Farting Glitter. Even if it's just Swift plays, even if it's just for a day. Like I just absolutely love her energy and I would love to play with her. I would say organization-wise, I think I'm a really good fit for someone like TSM or 100 Thieves. I love how they have love for female creators. And sometimes you don't really see that in other spaces. And I love that they love their content creators because that's what I am. I'm not a pro player. So I would say probably TSM or 100 Thieves would be my absolute dream collab. How did you and your boyfriend meet? Okay, I love this story. I'll tell it a million times. I went to a bar with my best friend, who's my mom. So I went with my mom and my stepdad to go get a couple drinks at our local bar. This guy walked in and walked over to the bar and we locked eyes and we pretty much stayed staring at each other the entire time. It gives me butterflies every time I talk about it. So every time I turned around, he was looking at me. Every time, he turned around, I was looking at him, and we actually didn't speak that night. But a couple days later, I got an Instagram message request from him. He said, "Hey, I've seen you around and I think you're so beautiful. I would love to get your number and take you out." We've been attached at the hip ever since. So, and I know you guys are going to ask this question is how did he find me on Instagram? We had mutual friends. He was hanging out with his brother who ended up knowing my brother. So right place, right time, right person, right time, and just fate. So that was back in December of 2023. And we have not left each other's side since. I love that guy. Not a question, but I'm so happy for you and your man. You guys deserve the world and more. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Some of you who have been here from the beginning know that I've been through the ringer. We've had a lot of tea times and talked a lot about the stuff that I've been through. We won't cover it in this video because I want to keep this lighthearted and fun. Will you ever make a day in the life videos? Yes. I'm hoping to make vlog style content. I'm hoping to do longer videos on YouTube so you guys can kind of see a day in the life. If I go on, even if I'm going on vacation, I would love to show you guys. You guys always ask about it in the chat after my weekend. So I would love to start filming weekend content, days at the lake, whatever it may be. And I would love to include that in my life. Hang tight. It's in the works and we're planning for it. My favorite Valorant agent. Well, I have the most amount of hours on Reyna. I think Reyna is my comfort agent. I'm really enjoying Cypher. Cypher is my Sentinel pick at the moment. I love him for just about any map except for Icebox. So I'm really enjoying, I always enjoy Reyna. I always enjoy Cypher. And I would say my controller pick would be Clove. I'm really liking them and I get to play a little bit more aggressive with them. So that's been a lot of fun. How did I choose my username? Yeah, so back when we've talked about this, my car vlogging days. I drive a Subaru. I stand by Subaru. I absolutely love my Subaru. Subie is short for Subaru in the car community. And when I was doing my car vlogs, we were talking about my Subaru. I was building an off-roading Crosstrek at the time. We no longer have that car. It absolutely broke my heart to sell her. We are still driving a Subaru. I'm not going to dox which one. But I lied to, let's just say I lie to people in Valorant. And I do talk about, I pretend that I drive in 2006 Hawkeye. I always say that the mods are full bolt on E85. I'm always lying to the people on the internet. I'm sorry if I've lied to you. Yeah, so what Subie do you have and have you modded it? The current Subaru that I have right now is not modded. It is not, but it's also a brand new 2021, and I actually don't plan on keeping it. I think we're going to trade it for a different Subaru. So again, when I decide what Subaru I want, and I think we're going to go the BRZ route because I'm more of a cosmetic modder versus performance mods. And I don't plan on having a really, really fast car, but I absolutely love show cars and I love car shows. So I'm thinking that we're going to go the BRZ route, and I'm thinking we're going to cosmetically mod the vehicle. What are your favorite musicians or albums? Well, it's no secret that I'm a Taylor Swift fan. I'm a big Folklore fan, and Reputation. Silly me. Reputation is one of my favorite albums ever. But other than that, I listen to everything. I love country music. I go through EDM phases. I'm a big Millennium fan. So, there's lots. I've seen Porter Robinson 4 times, so I vary. Worst gaming experience. I mean, dude, I experience it every day. Like, we just had something yesterday, it's just unfortunate in the gaming community. Something that I would love, my dream goal would be to make some kind of change for the bullying and the cyberbullying that happens in video games. People always say that that's impossible. It's always going to be a part of gaming. Just have thicker skin. I mean, my skin is thick. So if it bothers me, then I know that it's bothering other people, and that's what kills me. I've had a lot of really negative experiences in GTA roleplay back when I probably took it a little too serious, and it was just a very serious thing for me. Yeah, I think that people take that game very, very serious. So there was a lot of really toxic moments in that, actually worse than my Call of Duty days and worse than anything I've ever experienced in Valorant. GTA has trumped the toxicity scale for any game I've ever played, for sure. And I've been playing since I was very little. Do you still work for Oni Studios? I was let go from Oni Studios in September of 2023. Don't get me wrong, it was for the best. I was very happy that I wasn't working the 9 to 5 anymore. And then I would stream from basically 6:30 to midnight, sometimes 1 a.m. and rinse and repeat Monday through Friday. It was an amazing experience, and I enjoyed working for another streamer and getting that type of experience on my resume. But after that, I got to full-time streaming and got partnered November, shortly after that. And so I think everything happens for a reason, and it was truly a blessing. But I was let go because they decided to let go of that department as a whole. So luckily it was a layoff, not a fire. And luckily I get to still use them as a reference and whatnot. I do miss it sometimes. It was a lot of fun. We did a lot of IRL videos and YouTube videos. I'm in a couple of them. We could show some of that footage here, but it was a really good time and a highlight of my life for sure. How did you start GTA roleplay? What server do you play on? About 4 years ago, I started GTA roleplay. I started watching XQC and seeing him play on NoPixel, and I realized this looks fun. He was playing a criminal, and I realized that I kind of wanted to get into that. And one of my closest friends that I met on Fortnite, he was like, well, I play on this server called Badlands Roleplay. You should try it, and I'll show you around so you can just roleplay that you're my friend and just stick by my side. The first 2 weeks, I was already in a motorcycle gang. I was already in a motorcycle club, and I was working as a mechanic, and it just hooked me. Let's just get all the RP questions out of the way, though. Someone asked, what is MCF? I recently started watching you and your GTA stream. MCF stood for Messina Crime Family. It was a mafia gang RP, pixelated, that I was a part of for about 9 months, 8 to 9 months. And I play a character. She is my prized possession. I've played her for 4 years. Her name is Robin Banks. I love playing her. She's basically like a self-insert of me. It's very easy to play her. And she was a criminal for almost those entire 4 years. I wound up on the beach, was selling pixelated drugs. Man, if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, then this is going to sound really, really weird. But yeah, I was, so I'm playing this pixelated game, and I'm selling these pixelated drugs, and I wind up on the beach, and I see these people in suits, full suits. They've got a chain on, and they were clearly an organization, and I asked them some questions, and they showed some interest in me, and I showed some interest in them, and I quickly found myself getting involved with the Messina Crime Family. So that's what that stands for. We are no longer in that gang. I'm sure you guys will ask, oh yeah, why did you leave MCF? Do you have bad feelings towards MCF? When you are a part of something in GTA, you typically join a Discord. That is a separate Discord for just your gang or your group, or it's very common. It's very, very common. So when I joined the Discord, things were all good for the first couple of months. I even started dating somebody in RP that turned into dating them in real life as well. That was mistake number 1. So I'm in this long distance relationship. We're using this RP to date. So I was e-dating. I was getting very emotionally invested in other people's characters and how they would treat me. When I finally learned to put that aside and I realized this is just a game, and I started to heal from what was happening with these people in this game, it got worse because people started to treat me poorly outside of the game. So that's called out of character. So there's in character and out of character, IC and OOC. OOC in the Discord, I was getting a lot of hate. I'll just give you an example. So I'm playing Robin Banks as a character. She clearly robs banks from time to time. It was getting pretty expensive to keep losing the battle with the, against a cop or whatever. And so I was trying to rob these banks and make this money, and it wasn't happening. So I decided to switch roles, and I wanted to put Robin Banks through her drug arc. And meanwhile, I'm streaming this whole thing. I'm live all the time streaming this because it's entertaining for my chat. I was retaining that viewership and people were interested in Robin's story. And so I made these connections, and I made a connection with a different gang, and they were going to sell me and the entire Messina crime family some cocaine. And that was a big deal in the server because it sells for a lot more than some of the basic drugs that you can make in the server. So I was really excited to start this drug arc. I was really excited that I took that step by myself. I'm looking to become a higher rank in this family, and people got mad. So there was someone else that was interested in making that kind of connection as well. Well, out of character, this person decides to call me, we can't say it on YouTube, a rat. And in DMs with me, he was hating on me, as well as in our general chat, and it got very toxic. People took sides, and when I tell you I only had 1 or 2 people on my side versus about 15, it really weighed heavily on me because I didn't feel like I did anything wrong. We're talking about pixelated drugs here, and a pixelated drug deal that I jumped on because no one else was doing it. I barely had any support. I was getting a lot of backlash in character and out of character. And I also was not happy in my relationship, in character and out of character. All you need to know is I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with them. I wasn't happy with the verbal abuse that I was getting, being called the B word constantly, just for playing the character how I played. It was really negative all the time. It was never... Only the first couple months were really enjoyable, and I stuck it out as long as I could because I realized that this is just a game, and if they want to take it personal, they can. But man, when it became a Discord issue, I realized I can't be in there anymore. So I said one final goodbye in the Discord, letting them know that I'm really disappointed that my friends didn't step up for me and stand up for me after 9 months of gaming with them. And I'm talking extensive hours. Like, we would game together for 12 hours, maybe more. And so I was really disappointed that I was there for all of them and none of them would be there for me. And, the person that ran the whole thing, we called him the O1 or the Godfather. And he basically told me to F myself. And that was it. I don't plan on ever role-playing with them again. I don't plan on ever... I'm in the same server and I don't plan on ever having scenes with them. I went down and I quit for 5 months. But when I came back, I went down and in a mafia, if you've ever seen The Sopranos or anything, I went down to their territory and one new girl decided to bleed me out, and I gave them back everything that I had that was MCF related. And now I can move forward with my life. There's definitely bad feelings. There's definitely some ill feelings there for sure on both ends. I'm really happy that I have a different outlook on roleplay now. I'm really happy that I can focus on my character and a new story for her. We no longer will be doing anything gang related in any server. It's just too toxic. I would rather go into a Modern Warfare 2 lobby, multiplayer lobby, and deal with that than ever join another gang again. Though people are interested in Robin. I've gotten many DMs asking for, if she would be interested in joining a different gang. I won't name who. The answer is no. I will never join another Discord again that's gang related, and I'll never be a part of something like that again. And if I ever get the itch to want to rob a bank again, I will make another character and I will never be affiliated. Those are the rules that I've made for myself when going into roleplay. And if you're ever interested in roleplay, I would hope that you make some rules for yourself as well, because it gets toxic real quick. Do you wish you could have stayed in MCF? No, my ex is in MCF. So, no. Was MCF your first gang? No, it was my fourth. Ish. I started out with the motorcycle club that ended very toxic as well. Then I went to you know, kind of like a street gang 305 auto that only lasted a couple weeks because I quit RP for a little bit there. After that, I went to a different server and I was part of the Tricksters. That server died, so no more of the Tricksters. And then when I came back, I was like, I'm never joining another gang again. And I wound up on the beach and found MCF. It seemingly looked like a good fit. Again, I made mistakes just as much as them. So it was my fourth gang. Okay, looks like we're switching gears here. Thank God. I'm so done with talking about RP. Do you want kids in the future? If so, how many? Yeah, I absolutely do. I cannot wait to be a mother. If you would have asked me this a couple years ago or even a year ago, the answer was no. But I think it changes when you really have somebody that you care about and you can see yourself parenting with them. I look forward to having kids with Devin. I look forward to giving that to him. So ideally, no more than 3, but whatever God decides to give me, you know, we'll see. If I'm older, I'm 29, so who knows what's going to happen. And I just pray for healthy pregnancies when we decide to have them. But we do want to be married first and have a house first. So yeah, which are both things that are in the talks right now. Anyway, okay, how did you get comfortable with being yourself on Twitch and social media? Also love you so much. Well, thank you. Yeah, comfortable with being myself on Twitch. You know, it's so easy to be yourself. It takes effort to be something that you're not. Don't care what other people think. You know, I don't make people happy every single day, but then there's a big chunk of people that I do make happy. It's so worth it. And people have thanked me many times over for being transparent. So if you're having a bad day, don't be afraid to tell your chat that, whatever. You're human. So when I'm like, yeah, man, today's a bad mental health day, I tell them. To answer your question, getting comfortable with myself, it just started with loving myself. I have no regrets of that. People don't like it, too bad. How did you get over streaming anxiety when you first started and what helped you grow? I think that the worst anxiety part about it for me was when I would look over and chat wasn't moving. My viewer count is down to 2, and nothing's really happening. And I don't know what to do or how to entertain. That would give me anxiety. It sometimes still does. Sometimes I look over, I see the amount of viewers, but no one's talking. And I'm like, lurkers are a thing. Appreciate them. And chat anyway. Chat like someone's talking to you. Talk through the game. So when people don't talk, I'm like, well, this is why I'm putting a trip here. This is why I'm smoking this. And I just start the conversation, even if it's just with myself. So getting through those streams, that was a tough time for me, but we made it. Where and what do you see yourself doing in like 3 to 5 years? Well, in 3 to 5 years, I'm definitely going to be married and I'm definitely going to have kids, which is very exciting. Wow. Wow, that's okay. And I think I can still balance my social media life and my stream life, even if I am a wife and mother. I see people do it all the time. I just want to keep pursuing that life because it brings me so much joy to share my life with you guys. And it pays the bills. Why wouldn't I? So we'll see what happens. Hope in 3 to 5 years, I'm still streaming, but at a bigger scale, you know, whatever it may be, and that I'm just a full-time content creator like I am today. I mean, it's my favorite career that I've ever pursued. How do you find balance, work, fitness, life, and staying sane? It's not easy. Find ways to organize yourself, but you know, balance doesn't come naturally. You have to force it upon yourself. So a schedule is everything. Since being able to go full time, I've been able to focus on what I need to do in the morning to get prepped for the stream, get those hours in, keep myself sane during stream. And that's just like staying hydrated and make sure you fuel yourself, make sure you get up and stretch, make sure you eat. Scheduling helped me so much because I can fit those times in with what my goals are. We have fitness goals. My boyfriend and I were not able to go to the gym together if I went in the morning because he works his 9 to 5. So we decided that gym is going to come after work. And then we decide on what we're eating in the night, or we've already meal prepped, which is great. And so we'll do dinner together. And then usually we do like some kind of wind down activity. I'm currently writing a book, if you didn't know. I'm currently writing a romance, and it's going to be great. I've titled it The Bullet and the Butterfly. I'm very excited. It's heavily influenced by a lot of my GTA RP, but also my real life. A lot of my nighttime is writing that or organizing my thoughts for that. We still find time to date each other, especially on the weekends. And it's super important that you choose days that you want off. I understand being a workaholic. I used to do it. I never took a day off. We were streaming 7 days a week. I worked my 9 to 5. I never took days off. Now I force myself to at least take Saturday and Sunday off. And it really has helped and kept me sane. Before I got an editor, which shout out my editor, I love you. Before I got an editor, I used to have to factor in that balance of trying to edit for myself. And that was really hard. I used to work a 9 to 5. I went to the gym from 5:30 to 6:30, 7. I had meal prep ready. I started stream at 7. I basically gamed from 7-ish to midnight or 1. And I would edit my TikToks from about 1 to 2 a.m. I was exhausted. I think that answered all of my questions that you guys sent in. So thank you so much for even asking. Thank you so much for watching this. And it would help so much if you liked, subscribed, and commented. I'll see you guys on the next live. I'm live on everything. I'm live on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. So I hope to see you guys there. And thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys and I love the support. So I'm excited to embark on this journey. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.